Salute everybody. I want to welcome everybody to this demonstration. Justice for Marquis Rivera. Salute to everybody that's catching this on the replay. Salute to everybody that's watching from the clouds. Salute to all of my moderators. Salute to the whole Rock Squad. I would like to welcome everyone that's coming by way of TikTok. Appreciate everyone that's tuning in from TikTok. I appreciate you all for pulling up. If you're watching from Facebook, come out of the Facebook app and come into the YouTube app, so that way you'll be able to be in the chat. If you're on my backup channel, Shank Films, please come to the main channel. Once again, I want to salute and I want to give thanks to everyone that pulled up tonight for this interview. So I will be having the family of the young man, Marquis Rivera, to pull up. And I hope I pronounced the name correctly. I do have his sister, I do have his family backstage, and they're waiting to pull up to take us deep into this interview. So let me bring his sister up. Hey, Katina.
Hi.
Hi. Did I pronounce his name right?
Okay, you got the first name right. The last name is Rivera.
Rivera. Okay, yeah. I apologize.
No,
Marquis Rivera. Okay,
yes.
Okay. How are you, despite the situation, how are you feeling this evening?
I'm feeling good. You know, I posted a TikTok about his situation and was not expecting for it to blow up the way it did. So I'm feeling good that we have so much love and support coming from just random people on social media. You know, social media is a huge platform for you to get stories out, and I'm just thankful for everybody who is just sharing. So I'm feeling good.
I'm just glad to be a part of it. I had got tagged in it, and you know, I actually listened to it and I heard what you had to say, and I reach out regardless of what, but it was just, you know, your whole spirit, your aura that made me immediately reach out to you. What can you tell us about your brother? First, who's the oldest? You or him?
Marquis is the oldest. He was 22, yeah.
How many years do he have you by?
He only has me by 4.
By 4?
Yeah. I'm 19. He was 22. So he only, I was 18 at the time. He was 22. So yeah.
Okay.
Where
was he at when he took this picture?
He was at, it looks like McDonald's. Yeah. The McDonald's that was close to our high school. Yeah.
That smile, I'm looking at that smile. Did he always have a smile on his face? He looked like he was the life of the party.
That is Marquis all the way. Like, he was just such a joyful person. And I'm not just saying this because this is my brother. No, he was really, out of all 4 of us, we have 4 siblings. Out of all 4 of us, he was really the life of everything. He always had a smile on his face. He was always making us laugh. He was always irritating us. Marquis was really just the life of everything. He was so bright, you know.
I cover a lot of these cases, and it's never easy for me to cover the cases, especially when I'm interviewing, when I'm talking with a family member, because I know just how emotional it is and how emotional it can get. In 1997, I lost my 3-year-old daughter to cancer.
I'm so sorry.
Yes. So, what can you tell us about the day that your brother lost his life?
You know, for me, it felt like any normal day. But when my mom talks about it, she says, my mom is very spiritual, and she says she felt something eerie about the day, like it just wasn't a normal day for her. even before knowing what had happened. She just felt like something was off. But for me, I was having a pretty normal day. You know, I just had did a podcast with somebody, um, and it literally turned upside down. Our whole life turned upside down in literally a couple minutes. It was just so shocking that one of our own, has passed away, you know, and it was really just the way it happened, the situation that really hurt us the most, you know. And we were in the dark a lot of the time because the people who were responsible for this were not letting us know about what happened. We were not in contact with them. So it was a really hard day. Um yeah. If you want me to tell the story of what happened, I'm willing to as well.
Yes. So first, for the people that don't know, was Marquis diagnosed with any kind of disability? And if so, could you share with us what that disability was?
Marquis wasn't diagnosed with anything that we know of, but we do know that Marquis did kind of struggle with his mental health, but it was never to the point where it was like uncontrollable. So Marquis was known to have some depressive episodes at times. So yeah, he was depressed.
Okay.
Yeah.
So take us through that day.
Mhm.
Did he actually call the police and say to the police that he was thinking about taking his life?
He did. So like I said, Marquis he was going through a really hard time, and I wish we would have known that. I wish he would have reiterated that to us. But yes, he was going through a hard time, and I feel like for him it felt like uncontrollable. Um, and he was having thoughts of suicide, so he called 911 for somebody to help him. And I, when they arrived, it was just the police. There was no ambulance. It was just two police officers. And this is all from body cam footage. This is not just from word of mouth. This is all from body cam footage that we've watched. The police officer goes up to Marquis. He's sitting on the porch in a lawn chair, shirt off, some shorts, some slides on. And he asked Marquis, "Hey, buddy, like, what's going on with you?" And he said the same thing that I said on the phone. Um, and the officer was like, "So it's correct that you're having some suicidal thoughts?" And Marquis is like, "Yes," shaking his head, "Yes." And he was like, "Well, what can we do about it?" And Marquis just kind of shrugged his shoulder, like, you know, because anybody would think like the police would know what to do. He's calling to get help from himself, you know. Um, and the officer had asked him that about 5 times, over and over again. Like, "Okay, you're having suicidal thoughts," and Marquis told them repeatedly, "Yes." And they asked if he had anybody he wanted them to call, and he gave them his, at the time, his girlfriend, her number. So the officer got on the phone with his girlfriend, and the girlfriend does tell them that Marquis does have a weapon. He has a gun in his room. He has bullets, and that is a threat. They also tell him, the police officers tell the girlfriend that they are gonna take him and force him to do a 96-hour psychiatric hold. So basically, just take him to the hospital and get him some mental health for 96 hours. And he told the girlfriend that, and the girlfriend's like, "Yes, okay, please do." He said, "Yeah, I will." He gets out the car, and he doesn't. That never happened. Even knowing that Marquis had a gun, they never did anything about it. And I feel like they kind of coerced Marquis into saying that he was okay, because it's only a certain amount of times until you get annoyed. You know, they were asking him the same questions over and over, and he kept giving them the same answers. So I feel like Marquis at that point was just annoyed, and I feel like they gaslit him into saying that he was okay. And even at that point in time, if he says he's okay, you know, a suicidal thought doesn't go away within minutes. And they know that he has a weapon that he can use to harm himself or harm others. And I feel like they were really negligent in that situation to even just leave him. Like I said, they did not take him to the hospital. They did not call an ambulance. They didn't do anything about the gun. They just simply left him after he said he was okay. So yeah, they left him, and Marquis called them back about 45 minutes later. And this time he was standing outside. He had his gun in his hand. And he was pleading to the cops to kill him, to shoot him. He's saying, I have a weapon. I'm a threat. Shoot me. And they're just kind of like in the background, like, Marquis, you don't mean that. Like, you don't want to do that. But just by the tone of their voices and just their comments, you could kind of tell that their plan was not to disarm him and to get him help. I feel like they knew what their plan was the whole time, and that was to kill him. And there was a point in time where Marquis did not have the gun. He threw the gun, and it was not in close proximity to him at all. He would have to like literally run, make a run for it to grab it. And even at that time where he was disarmed, they still just stood their ground and just pointed their guns at him the whole time, even though he was not a threat. And they did allow Marquis, within that time, they did allow Marquis enough time to walk to the gun, pick it up off the floor, turn around, go back into his apartment, go into his room, go into his dresser, and get some more bullets for the gun and come all the way outside. And we have the body cam footage, as I said, and we've watched it multiple times, and we have multiple angles of it, and we've watched it. And what the police are telling us is that he shot at them. In the videos that we have, we cannot see Marquis physically raise his hand and shoot at the officers. We do not see that in any of the videos. So what the police are saying is that he shot at them and they returned fire. But when they shot at him, the first shot was in his knee, and they completely blew his knee out. Like, we have the pictures from the autopsies, well, directly from the funeral home, raw pictures of how his knee looked. And there was no kneecap in his knee. It was completely blown out. It looked like a hole in his leg. And any person in their right mind would think, okay, this would destabilize him. Like, he would not be able to move after this. That's okay. That's good enough. And I would much rather have my brother here with one leg than for him to be gone, you know? So yeah, the first shot was to his knee, and the second shot was fatal, and it was in his heart. And the size of these bullets that they shot him with were big rifle bullets. They shot him with rifles, AK-47s. And the bullets in those are so big and so powerful, and they're very pointy at the tip. These are very powerful bullets. And they took my brother's life. And the police officers, the police department never, ever reached out to the family and let us know. We found out 4 hours after the fact from his roommate and his best friend, who came home from work and just so happened to see police tape around their apartment and to see Marquis lying on the floor. I was the one who personally got the call. I found out the news. And, you know, I'm just the sister. I'm not saying it like that, but I'm just the sister. Like, I would think like my parents would be the first ones to get this call. I was the one who got the call. And come to find out, they left Marquis's body out there until 10 o'clock at night. And this happened at 4:05 p.m. So he was out there for 6 hours just on the ground. And like I said, nobody from the police department ever contacted us. So we had to find out by his roommate and just word of mouth. And we had to literally do our research and go on Google and search up his name. And we seen news articles about the situation. That was the only way we found out, like, really what the whole situation was. They wouldn't even tell the roommate what exactly happened. They just said that we killed them. Like, we had to kill him. And
what police, not to cut you off, what police department was that? What state did this happen in?
This was in Columbia, Missouri. So the Columbia, Missouri Police Department, yes.
And I heard you mention that he dialed 911 and he called 2 times. Do you know, in a situation or a crisis like that he was having, why do you think he didn't reach out to you or any other family members? Or did he reach out to any other family members?
So no, he did not. My younger brother, we all have each other on social media, and my younger brother had said that he seen him post and say like something along the lines of like goodbye. And he had responded to it, and he was like, Marquis, what are you talking about? And Marquis just left him on open. But I feel like Marquis didn't reach out to us because he was so in the moment of just feeling so desperate. And he knows that we're 6 hours away. We live in Chicago. He was in Missouri, in Columbia by himself, just his roommate. And I don't know why he didn't contact his roommate either, which is his best friend also. So I think he was really just in the moment in his head, like, this is my, if I don't get help soon, then something's going to happen to me. I'm going to do something to myself. So I feel like he just went to the closest thing to help, and anybody would think like, okay, I would call the police. So I feel like that's why he did not reach out to us and let us know.
What are the police saying? Has they said that it's going to be an investigation? Did they investigate it? Are they pressing charges on the officer? Where does it stand at this point right now?
At this point right now, the prosecutor working the case in the Callaway County prosecutor's office, he has decided he is not pressing charges against these officers. This was just made known to us about 2 days ago. But yeah, as of right now, they are not pressing. There are no criminal charges against those officers.
And based off of what the police is saying, that he actually shot at them, but when the family actually saw the body cam footage, you all didn't see Marquis shoot not one time at the police.
No, we didn't see any of that. I don't know if there is some other footage that the police are not giving us that they are seeing this from. We actually talked to the prosecutor, and the prosecutor basically said that his whole reasoning for not charging them is because he said that he has an eyewitness that claimed they seen Marquis shoot at them. So that's really, he's basing it off of just eyewitness. And he said the body cam footage is not really, I don't know, it's just a lot. I feel like there's just something being hidden from us. There's some evidence that they have that we clearly don't. And yeah, I don't think we're getting the whole truth about anything.
Can I get everyone that's watching this, can I get everyone to share this to your social media platforms? Can I get everyone that's watching this to share this to your social media platforms to help Marquis and his family, help this go viral, and help them get some major attention brought to this situation? Are you guys looking towards hiring a family attorney to help represent you?
Yes, so we are looking at suing the police department for negligence, because I feel like a lot of people are trying to reiterate the fact that Marquis, we don't know if he did or did not shoot at the officers, but the fact that it even got to a second phone call, a second altercation, is a problem. The first phone call should have been handled 100%. They should have took him to a hospital, to the nearest ER, and got him help and put him under the 96-hour hold that they said they were going to. So we are suing them for negligence. It's just been hard to find an attorney that will take this case on, because I think a lot of attorneys are scared to go against the police department. But that's also why the GoFundMe is being shared because that will raise money for the lawyer fees. But yes, we are in the process of looking for an attorney that will take this case.
Okay, what's the GoFundMe? Can somebody drop the GoFundMe down there in the chat? What's the GoFundMe so I could drop it in the chat? What's the GoFundMe?
I think I might have sent you the link to it. I can probably drop it in the chat.
And can we get everybody, even if it's $1, $5, $10, $15, can we get everyone to help donate to the GoFundMe so Marquis' family can hire an attorney to help them?
Even if it's just a share, I feel like that's just good enough as a donation.
Right.
Yeah, I'm trying to drop the GoFundMe in the comments, but it's not letting me. But when it does let me, I will do that.
Because for me, it's okay if he pointed a gun, if he shot at the police. For me, it definitely would be on the body cam footage.
Yep. And we're even as we're trying to figure out where that is.
Where's the footage? Okay, yep. They're saying that they have a witness.
Mm-hmm. Where's the witness?
Right. It's in. We do understand that the police have a job to do. We do understand as citizens, we do understand that we have to abide by the law. It works both ways. But we're also saying, just like if the citizens break the law and the citizens have to be held accountable for breaking the law, we expect for the police to be held to that same standard. And that's all we're saying. What were some things that Marquis loved to do? Like, did he like music? Did he like playing basketball? What was his hobbies? What was his activities?
Okay, so I don't think a lot of people know this, but Marquis is actually a track star in high school. Like literally could have gotten D1 scholarships. He was one of the top performers in his class. He was fast, and I always used to try to race him, and he would beat me every time. Marquis really did love music. That was really Marquis's like safe space, is when he was listening to music. And him and my older brother both have that in common. Like they really love music. My older brother is a music producer, and Marquis just loved listening to it. Marquis also was getting into streaming. He was streaming him playing video games, and he was actually getting such a big fan base. And it kind of hurts that at the time he was doing what he loved to do, and he was getting the attention that he wanted. That unfortunately it ended. So it's unfortunate, but Marquis, he loved music. He was a track runner, and he was a streamer, and he did have a pretty big fan base that was surprising to me, because it's hard to stream and get a fan base just from that. And I was so proud of him. So proud of him.
Does he have any children?
No, Marquis didn't have any kids.
Did he ever mention to you or anybody that he wanted children, a wife?
No, yeah, Marquis was a lover boy. He definitely did want a wife, of course. He, out of everybody he brought home, he loved all of them so much, and I could see, he was just such a lover, and it was so cute to see. Like, this is my brother, and he's treating these women like this. Like, he was a very good boyfriend. When it came to kids, yes, he did want kids as well. He was just more so like, okay, I'll have kids when I'm ready, when I'm financially stable to have kids. So yeah.
Now, as a big brother, how was he towards you? Was he overprotected? Was he running the guys away like, man, you ain't talking to my little sister. How was he? Was he overprotected as a big brother to you?
So he was more so overprotective for the people that like would disrespect me. So like if I like was like in any like altercation at school and I would tell him, he would be like, "Oh yeah, we're finna go get them. Like they're not gonna play with my sister." But when it came to like boys, he was all for it. Me and Marquis had a very good relationship. That was my best friend. It was more of like a best friend relationship than it was a sibling relationship. So I had a built-in best friend, you know. I told him everything. He told me everything. Um, I was able to talk to him about whatever. He talked to me about everything. We had a very, very, very good relationship, and it was never once unhealthy. Um, we've always been so close, and we have four siblings, and me and Marquise were the closest of the bunch. That was my ride or die, my best friend.
So Marquise seemed to have been and still is a family man,
Yes.
a big brother, a man that loved music, a man that was fast as hell, as you stated, could run. So it just, and it's sad because no one deserves to have a life taken from them. So it's sad. Um, and all the police is saying that, well, the DA, the state's attorney, is saying no charges will be filed because they do have a witness.
Mm-hmm. And the prosecutor also stated that he is going based not on his moral opinion. He said it's based just on criminal charges. Did they do anything criminal? And the fact that he can't see that the negligence by itself is criminal, it's very sad, and I feel like it happened for a reason. I feel like I'm very spiritual as well. I feel like this was put in place so we could make a name for Marquise, and we're taking something so negative and turning it into a positive. Because not only are we gonna fight to get justice, we're gonna change the whole way every police department operates just because of this whole situation, because it's been ran so terribly wrong for the longest time ever. And I always say like having police is like jails and things like that is just modern day slavery, and we continue to see this cycle happen over and over and over again. It's just different now, but honestly it's the same as how it was back then. It's just things became more modern, and technology came, but I feel like honestly it's just the same. And they didn't take my brother serious. He was a black man going through a mental health crisis, and they didn't take him serious. That's it. That's all. And the fact that the DA does not see the negligence in that is just really mind-boggling. But I'm not gonna get too caught up on their decision, because my family and we are going to get justice for him, regardless of what the prosecutor thinks. We're gonna do that for Marquis, 100%.
Now, were any of these officers black? Were all the officers white?
See, that's the thing. We don't know. We don't. They will not give us the names of the officers. They won't give us badge numbers. I think the only thing we have is a last name of the officer who responded to the first phone call, and he was not black. He was white or Asian. I think he was Asian. But there were, from my knowledge and from watching the body cam footage, there was no black officers there. No, they were all either white or a different minority, but they were not black.
Wow, I've never heard of that. Have anyone that's watching, have any one of you ever heard of them not ever given the identity of the officers that were involved? I've never heard of that. So this would be the first for me. Have the Columbus, Missouri Police Department, do you know, have it been other cases dealing with racism or prejudice towards Black people. Do you know if there's have been any other cases?
So from the TikTok that I posted that has reached 1 million people, there have been so many people in the comments that have spoke on Columbia, Missouri, and they have been saying that their whole police system has been so corrupt. They are this situation has happened, well, not the exact situation, but situations kind of like Marquise's have happened multiple times. And like I said, this is in Missouri. Missouri is known to be one of the most racist states in the United States. Um, and a lot of people have been telling me that this is very like common. They're just very racist. They don't care about Black people, and yeah, it's very common there.
I mean, as you stated, the mere fact that they shot him in the knee, that was one thing to damn near blow his kneecap off.
Mm-hmm.
But then they put assault rifle bullets through his chest. That's an overkill.
Yeah. I feel
That's
like it was a power trip. Police officers are in a position of power, and I feel like, of course, there are good police officers out there. I'm not saying that they're all bad, but I feel like in Marquis' situation, from the jump, they already knew what they wanted to do. They knew what the outcome was going to be, that they were going to kill a Black man. And I feel like they really had a power trip from that. Like they're in a position of power, and it's just so much joy that's built up in being able to know, like, okay, I can kill this person and nothing's gonna happen to me because I'm a police officer. I'm a government worker, you know? And I feel like that's kind of what that was. It was planned already. It was all in the officers' hands, and I feel like they knew what they wanted to do from the jump. Because like you said, that one shot in the knee, that was enough to destabilize Marquis. And they could have, like I said, I would much rather have my brother here with one leg than for him not to be here at all. So yeah, they definitely, that was an overkill. They shot him in the leg and then they put a bullet through his heart, you know? And I feel like the whole thing with the police, that you're supposed to stop the threat. And they definitely stopped him with the first shot, and that would have been enough. But they decided to go the whole mile, and yeah, they killed him. So,
any news coverage? Did it make the local news?
yeah, so we did have a attorney when this first happened, and when we went down there to his apartment. This was, my piece died on a Friday. We went down there on a Monday. And the attorney that we did had set up some interviews for the family for us. We did 2 interviews. I don't remember what news channels there were. And they headlined it like the family of Marquis Rivera seeks out body cam footage. And this is our call to the DA for us to retrieve the body cam footage. And that's the only, there are some articles about Marquis on there too, but those are not, we were not involved in those. So the only ones we did 2 that we were involved in.
What about the city officials, like the mayor? Have you heard anything from the mayor's office? Did the mayor's office reach out to you?
So the mayor's office was who we got on the news, and no, I'm sorry, our attorney at the time had sent them a letter, sent the mayor's office a letter of us requesting for the body cam footage. And I'm pretty sure the mayor is a woman over there. And she responded to us. She sent us a letter, and it was like, I'm very sorry to hear about this situation. And we are going to give you that body cam footage. Like, give us like 7 days, and we're going to get you that body cam footage. So yes, we did. We were in contact with the mayor. She gave her condolences and told us that we were going to get the body cam footage.
I want to commend you. I want to commend you for fighting for the justice for your brother. I know this is very difficult, and I don't want to put an age on it, but I mean, you're 19 years old, and
Yeah.
at 19, you know, you're on the front line. You're on the battlefield fighting for the justice for your brother. So I definitely want to give you your flowers and commend you. I'm here, and my whole platform is here to help you the best that we can. Of course, I will be reaching out to Ben Crump's office and some other community activists, that can definitely make some things happen. Once again, can I get everybody to share this and help her story of her brother go viral? Because it's nowhere in the world that he should have lost his life. I do feel the same way you feel. Um, he would have been one leg. He would only been standing on one leg, but we would have rather have him here with us standing on one leg than to be gone, and to blow the man's kneecap out and then overkill with an AK-47 assault rifle bullet through the chest. That's an overkill.
Yeah.
It was uncalled for. There's no way that you could dress it up. There's no way that you could get me to try to see it from another perspective. There's just no way. You can't get around it. And we're always faced with these situations when it comes to Black men and Black women. Why is it always an overkill? Is it that we are animals in the police eyesight? Do our lives matter to them? As you stated, where was the compassion? Where was the compassion? We know that he was suicidal risk. He called 911 for help.
There was a lack of care, lack of compassion. I just think they just seen him as another Black man, and they just didn't care for his life. Like, this is a human being. He has a life, and you guys took his life, and you guys get to go back freely, go home to your kids, enjoy holidays with your family, eat, sleep, while my brother is 6 feet in the ground. It is just not fair at all. And they're not going to get away with it. And like you said, yeah, I'm 19, I'm fighting for him, and I have my support system, and I'm really doing this. I'm not new to any type of activism. I've been doing activism since I was 15. So it's unfortunate that it happened to my brother, and also like my mom, she's going through a very, 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 very tough time right now, and this is my way of helping her, like showing her the GoFundMe and the money we've raised on GoFundMe, and showing her the views and the comments on TikTok that she is getting personally. It brings me so much joy because she sees that people care for her son. And I just want to give her flowers as well, as being so strong, because it's one thing for me to lose a sibling, but it's another thing for her to lose a son. And I'm not a parent. I don't know the feeling of that, but this is somebody that she held in her stomach for 9 months, and she gave birth to this her own flesh and blood. And when she's ready to come on any other platform and share his story as well, and and just share his story, she's gonna do it soon. She's just trying to process everything, but she's leaving. She told me today, like, baby, I'm gonna leave it into your hands right now until I get on my feet and I feel emotionally ready to get on here and speak about this. Like I said, a lot of people have been telling me to post the body cam footage. I wish I could. My mother hasn't watched it yet. She can't stand to see her son's last moments, especially in that type of situation. It was a terrible situation. She cannot stand to see it. So the only reason I've been holding back on posting that footage is for my mom's sake. I don't want to plaster that on the internet, and she just so happens to scroll down her feed and she just is forced to watch it. you know, it's a different type of pain for a mother. So I'm very compassionate for her, and I'm helping her as well as fighting for Marquis. You know, I just want to make Marquis proud, and I want to make my mom proud, my dad proud, and my whole family proud, and I want to make a name for Marquis because he was a kind, crazy, funny individual, and I know what he stands for, and I just wanna I just want people to know his name. I want people to know his name, and I want to make something positive out of this negative situation because he was a good guy. He was a good guy. So, yeah, I just want him to be proud of me. You know?
Trust me, he's very, very proud of you. I've just met you, and I'm very, very proud of you. And I'm sure your mom and dad and the rest of the family is very proud of you because, as I stated before, at 19, but it's not to take away because you could be 13 or 14, you know, and have to fight. But at 19 years old, this is a 9 to 5 with a whole lot of overtime job that you're doing. I'm a content creator and I
Yeah.
get overwhelmed.
Yeah.
So believe me when I tell you, I know your struggle and it's not easy, but I'm just proud of you. And I just know that you got that warrior spirit in you. And
Thank you so much.
have any thoughts came across your mind or the family as far as marching? Will you guys be thinking about doing any protesting or maybe marching in the future?
No, that was definitely one of our ideas. I was also I'm in school. I'm not there right now just because I had to take a semester off to get myself mentally right because I'm still grieving. But I also was starting an organization in honor of Marquis, and it was just to bring a safe space to men with mental health issues, and not only just men but females as well. Just everybody who is going through a mental health anything with their mental health, that they have a safe space to come to and enjoy each other's company and to feel safe and express their thoughts and how they're feeling. But it's more reiterated towards men because in society, men have this stigma placed on them to where they are supposed to be strong.
Yeah.
They're supposed to be powerful. They're supposed to be the head of the household. So it they don't feel comfortable enough to sit up here and tell other people that they're struggling mentally. Like men can be depressed, men can be sad,
Thank
men
you.
have feelings
Thank you.
just like all of us.
Thank you.
And society makes it really, really, really hard for men to feel comfortable with
Thank you.
expressing their thoughts. And after a while, it just builds up. And I feel like that happened with my brother as well. After a while,
Yes.
it builds up all the hurt, all the pain, all the negativity that's in your head that you've been dealing with. It builds up to a point where it explodes. And
You just rep my life for the last 40 something years. You hit it on the nose. We're programmed and we're looked at to be perfect. We
yes,
can't make no mistakes. And
yes,
we keep all of this build up and we explode.
yes,
Most of the times, we don't make the best decisions when we explode. But
yes,
because we didn't have anyone to talk to, we wanted to come to our family. We wanted to come to a friend. We wanted to come to a girlfriend. We wanted to come to somebody. But you
yes,
know what? When it comes to us men, it's hard because the
yes,
first thing that they're going to say to me, I'm sure the same thing that they would have said to Marquis, man up. You stop acting like a little girl, or men not supposed to cry, or stop whining. And we mentally broke down, spiritually defeated. We don't got enough wind in us to express how we feel. We're on the cliff. I've been on that cliff several times where I said, you know what? The hell with this life. It's not getting no better for me. Nobody is listening to me. Oh, pray about it. I pray. You ain't pray enough. So I get it. I get it. I get it.
Yeah, it's really sad. Because everybody is human. Everybody has emotions. Everybody has feelings, and everybody should feel comfortable to express that without feeling like just a complete disregard for them. Like, and I just, like I said, that's really one of my big goals and my missions is to just let men know it is okay to not feel okay, you know? And I wish I could have told my brother that. I really do, because I feel like if he felt, I don't think he was uncomfortable telling me, but I just feel like I said, there is a stigma regardless. There's a stereotype that men are supposed to, like you said, man up. And it's not okay, because everybody's human at the end of the day. Everybody has emotions. It's just not fair. So yeah, it's a lot, and it's really sad. But it's gonna come. It has to come to an end one day. It does.
Family, we have to start putting the men that's in our lives, we have to start putting them first. We have to start putting our dads. We have to start putting our uncles. We have to start putting our brothers. We have to start putting our husbands first. We hurting, and we've been hurting. We've been hurting for a long time. We don't have the support system. We don't have nobody that we could turn to and cry. I mean, real tears. We don't have that. We're taught, we're programmed. Man up. I've been taught that. I'm 51 years old, going on 52. I've been taught that ever since I was 5, 6 years old. My friends been taught that. We've all been programmed. Man up. When it comes to counseling, that's for crazy people. When it comes to getting therapy, men don't go do no therapy. That's only for women and kids. Whenever there are ways for men to be able to heal, it's looked down on. But as she said, we are human too. We're people too. We keep so much built up in us. Once again, when we explode, when I explode, I make poor decisions, but I've exploded because nobody took the time out to understand and see what I'm going through. You know, the first thing they say, you a man. You can handle it. You a man. You can deal with it. You a man. You don't supposed to be acting like that.
It's not fair. It's not fair at all.
I gotta fight back the emotional and the tears because what bill or what laws would you like to see passed in honor of Marquis?
I want every police department to have a mental health crisis response team. People who are specifically trained to deal with mental health crisis to come out onto the scene instead of police officers. Because clearly they don't care enough, and they're not trained to deal with situations like these. So it's implemented in some police departments, but it's not worldwide, and not worldwide, statewide. It needs to be nationwide, because there's so many people who struggle mentally. It is just, they need to know that they can get help when they dial 911. They need to know that they can get help instead of calling the National Suicide Hotline, that you're just talking to somebody over the phone. They need to have that there's somebody, they need to know that there's somebody physical that can come out and literally help them. So people that are trained in psychology, people that are trained specifically for mental health crises, that can come and de-escalate the situation. So I want to see that implemented in every single police department in the United States. And I also want the police officers, even though they won't be responding to them, just in case they do, I want them to be trained as well in mental health situations, that they know how to de-escalate them. No, you don't have to be a psychologist to know this. I want them to still know how to deal with these type of situations in the best way possible, the best way, in the way that does not end with somebody dead. You know, that's really what I want to see in the United States. That's what I want to implement.
She needs our help, family. She needs our help. Please share her story. Please share this story. Push it out there. If you have a YouTube channel, please share this demonstration to your community wall. Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and all the other social media platforms. Please share this interview. If there's anyone that would like to help you, can they reach out to you? And if they can reach out to you, what is your TikTok handle, your Instagram handles, and things of that nature? How can they contact you if they would like to help?
If anybody on here would like to help, you can direct message me on TikTok, Instagram. I can give you guys my email address. Also, my TikTok and Instagram handles are at my first and last name that are on the screen, Katiana Edwards. That's it. So you could send me a direct message on there. If you want to send me an email, I'll put my email in the chat below, which is kkedwards31@gmail.com. So if you guys want to get in contact with me, if you guys want to help me, or even just send kind messages, anything, any questions, comments, concerns that you guys have about Marquis' situation, you can just send me a message and I'll be sure to get to it 100%.
You said it wouldn't let you put the GoFundMe in the chat. What's the GoFundMe? Let me put it in there for you.
I put it in the chat.
Oh, you got it in there?
I was able to put it there.
Okay. Make sure, if you can, please help Marquis family with the GoFundMe. $1, $5, $10, $20, $25, $50. It all helps. It all helps. The family needs attorney fees. They're going to need some money. So please, if you can help. Is there any last words that you would like to say before we get out of here?
Um, for anybody that is just, I just want to thank all of you. I want to thank you as well, Shank, for having me on here. Um, just thanks for all the support and all the love. Like we really feel it. You know, this is not something I'm just saying. I really feel it. You know, I've been going through a really hard time dealing with the grief, and I really feel all the love. And we need to, as a community, as human beings, we need to come together and we need to support each other to get things right because they are not right now. There are a lot of mishaps and hiccups and a lot of terrible things that are going on in society right now that we have the power to change if we would come together as a community. So I just want to thank you again and just let all of you guys know if you guys want to get in this fight with me in this battle, you can reach out to me and on any of my social medias. Like I said, my TikTok handle and Instagram handle are both at Katiana Edwards. My name is on the screen, spelled just like that. And I put my email in the comments. If you guys want to reach out, if you guys want to help with anything, it was greatly appreciated. Not even that, if you want to send a message, questions, comments, concerns, I'm here. And I will get back to you. I will respond to you. So yeah, again, I just wanted to say thank you so much. It's really, really, really appreciated. Not only from me, but from the rest of my family, my mother, my father, my other brothers, from everybody. So thank you.
You're welcome, and please send my condolences to them. And maybe in the future, I'm hoping that I could actually meet the family.
No,
Because
you can for sure, for sure.
if it's a march, I'm out. I will be there. If it's a march, I definitely will come out. Can I get everybody in the chat to throw up some prayer hands for Katiana? Did I pronounce it right?
Yes, you did.
Katiana? Yeah.
Yeah.
Can I get everybody to throw up some prayer hands for Katiana and her family, Marquis Rivera? Did I pronounce it right?
Yes, you did.
All right. Because see, the people in the chat, they start roasting me. Because I mess up names, I mess up words all the time. They will be down there roasting me, talking bad about me.
Got you.
I'm so glad that you were able to come on. You did an excellent job. I will be, of course, contacting you. I'll probably contact you tomorrow and go over some things with you. I'm going to pass some numbers on to you for you to contact, and so we can do what we got to do to help you get justice for your brother Marquis.
Thank you. That sounds great.
All
And
right.
like I said, you will hear from my parents. They will be on here. Just give them a little bit of time to kind of get their thoughts together and everything. But yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much, and I'll talk to you, okay?
Yes, thank you so much for having me on here.
All right. Good night.
Good night. Bye.
Bye-bye. Rock Squad, the family of Marquis Rivera needs our help. If y'all see the GoFundMe down there, please support the family. And as she stated, even if you can't support by way of the GoFundMe, reach out to her. She's 19 years old. 19 years old. She done a wonderful job. At least reach out to her. Send some kind words to her. Share her brother's story. That's what I tell everyone. It's not about money, but the easiest way to support is share the story. Share this demonstration. Share the interview to your social media platforms. Share his picture. She lives in Chicago, the full life, but the brother was living in Columbus, Missouri. I'm not sure exactly if they're from Columbus, Missouri or Chicago. I'm not sure exactly where they're from. But Katiana and the family lives in Chicago. The brother, Marquis, was living in Columbus, Missouri, or Columbia, Missouri. I think it's Columbus. But reach out to the young sister. 19 years old. She's 19 years old. Okay. They are from Chicago. He lived in Columbia, Missouri. Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Katie. Thank you. Thank you. So they are from Chicago, but he lived in Columbia, Missouri. Reach out to her. Reach out to the family. Sometimes it's the kind words. Sometimes it's the kind words to get people through in times of sorrow and pain. It's the kind words, just that they know that there are people that care about them. I say it all the time. Today, I'm fighting for justice for Marquis Rivera. Tomorrow, I might have to be fighting for justice for one of your loved ones. It's not about Shank Rock. It's not about Shank. It's about the families. It's not about you. It's not about him. It's not about her. It's about the families that is fighting for justice for their loved ones. Nothing more, nothing less. It ain't no gray area. I'll say it again. It's not about Shank Rock. I'm just a messenger. I'm just a vessel that God is using. It's not about me. It's about the families of the deceased. It's not about you. It's not about him. It's not about her. As she stated, as Katiana stated, I just wish we all could come together. I wish we could come together. If we put aside our differences, if we put aside the pettiness between us, you'll see we got more in common than we don't. You'll see that if we put our differences aside and work on one common problem, you'll see we'll solve that problem with the snap of a finger. It'll be so easy to solve the problems if we come together. It's just that simple. It's just that simple. Yeah, we're going to bump heads. Yeah, we're going to have fallouts. Yeah, it's going to be some arguments. Yeah, it's going to be, I don't like what you did to me. Well, I don't like what you did to me. Yeah, it's going to be, I don't like what you said to me. I don't like what you said to me. That's just human nature. It's human nature. But the one thing that we learned in school, the one thing that we learned in math, we learned how to solve problems. In math, remember, we always wanted the easy problems, but our teacher used to give us word problems. And for some of us that couldn't read, word problems was a struggle. Man, I can't do that. Just put the numbers in my face. But the teacher was programming us. The teacher was showing us what's going to come later on in life when we run into these problems. Break it down. Solve it. But first, you got to break it down. Then the teacher will put us in what? The teacher will put us in groups. Remember? Remember, the teacher will put us in groups because the teacher was preparing us for when we get older and we venture out in life. You're going to be around people that you might not like. You might not get along with. You're probably going to disagree with these people. But guess what? You and these people have a common goal. Y'all have one thing in common. What's that? Y'all have a problem that needs to be solved. You got a problem. I got a problem. He got a problem. She got a problem. What we fighting for? What we beefing with each other for? Make sure everybody reach out to Miss Katiana. I'll see everybody back at 10:30. I do have another demonstration set up at 10:30. Katiana and her family needs our help. Marquis needs our help. Salute everyone, and I'll see everybody back at 10:30. Please share this demonstration to your social media platforms. Please share Marquis' story to your social media platforms. Salute everybody.